When everybody's healthy and you get to really see two teams that are at the top of the league go head-to-head in the regular season, it helps us shape up what we think the rest of the season looks like. Here comes the game of the weekend. It's Lions-Packers. What are we most looking forward to heading into this one as we, Kyle, first take one pass through this matchup?
The Packers have to do something, anything about Jared Goff. I cannot explain how incredible he is playing right now. Historic stuff. You know how there's college programs will do like the turnover chain on the sideline or they ring the turnover bell? They should have one of those if he throws an incompletion. Not an interception, an incompletion. You've started to see some of the facts and stats roll out about how well he's playing. Over the last 4 games, they have more offensive touchdowns than incomplete passes.
Wow.
More touchdowns than incompletions. He's 84%, 10 touchdowns, no interceptions. Over the last 4 games, he's breaking Kurt Warner's 1999 records. Kurt Warner was doing unbelievable, unthinkable things statistically in that offense. It was the biggest story in the world. And Goff is just kind of cruising through October and being like, yeah, the ball never, ever hits the ground. So the Packers, Jordan Love might be fine, Malik Willis might, I don't even care. You have to get him to make some kind of mistake. And I don't even mean he's not going to throw you some pick six. I mean, maybe it's 3rd and 8 and he throws incomplete and has to punt. That's what you need for him because they will go into Green Bay and they will hang 30 or 40 or whatever they have to do. It is the greatest offense right now in the league. It is so seamless. It's mistake-free. So, I mean, a big hit, anything to just rattle his cage a little bit. You know, when there's a shooter who can't miss in the NBA, sometimes there's a hard foul that someone like Draymond will put on him just to send a message. And I don't condone that in the NFL, but you have to do something to at least shake him up, or Jared Goff is the hottest, coolest player in the league right now, and I can't begin to imagine who's going to do it at Lambeau.
You know, 2 weeks ago, we did flips about Brian Flores' defense going up against this Jared Goff-led offense, and that Brian Flores' defense is going to send pressures that they haven't seen yet, and Brian Flores' Vikings defense is going to be able to stop the Lions' Ben Johnson run offense. All right, they ran right through them. They scored points. They won on the Jake Bates field goal. Can I introduce you to Jeff Hafley?
Let's go.
Talk about it.
Defensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers. The strength of this Packers team might be the change at coordinator. Right up there in front is that guy. He looks like he's got the mad scientist vibes. He was coming from the college game, was the longtime Ohio State coach, then was at Boston College as the head coach. He left being a head coach in college to come to the NFL as a coordinator, and Hafley has come, and there has been immediate impact. You look at some of the numbers from the Packers from last year compared to this year, they are much improved. And this is a defense that is opportunistic. That bottom stat is wild. They have only been through 8 weeks of the season. They have more takeaways this year than they did all of last year.
Huge.
And they were a playoff team last year.
Yeah.
So to me, the Packers defense might be that worthy opponent. And I'll tell you, I'm watching the game on Sunday. They're playing the Jaguars. Obviously, Love goes down and Willis comes in. And I'm watching the defense make plays on Trevor Lawrence. And then the next day, I was sent a clip from a coach who said, Packers defense is feeling themselves. Take a look at Rashawn Gary here on this play before the pass rush. Look at our guy, Gary. He's doing the Myles Garrett crossover.
I didn't see that.
He's coming through the A-gap. The A-gap. I love this. And he's talking, and that's a down lineman typically. And he is just over the center like, all right, let's go. They're feeling themselves. Gary obviously is one of many who's looking for this. I'll tell you, the Packers are not scared of the Lions. They'll go in there with Malik Willis and they'll win. They'll go in there and they'll have Jordan Love there and they'll go in there and they'll cross you up. They feel pretty good about their unit as a whole. Youngest team in the league and maybe the team that's vibing the most as well.
Wow. Well, I wanted to see how that play ended. I was looking for the crossover. He did all of that, but he didn't give me the crossover, but it was a quick throw. So I'll give him a pass on that one. He's saying that he's got the juke moves. I think for the Packers, the run game, too. Looking at what they did against the Jaguars with Josh Jacobs, we talked about a little bit of that yesterday, but he was very, very strong. But to me, it was where he was having success. He was having a lot of success on first downs, and this is where they rushed 18 times, 106 yards. What does that mean? Like, what does that all that mean? Like, their ability to sustain drive, especially if we're still a little uncertain about Jordan Love's health. I mean, Jordan Love means so much to this offense, but somebody that could help you out, especially if you've got a banged-up Jordan Love, It's Josh Jacobs, and he's been running so good. And if you look at the correlation between a lot of the top teams that are having a lot of success, it's in the run game. You think about Derrick Henry and the Baltimore Ravens and their success. They're 5-3. Derrick Henry obviously killing it. And you think about Saquon Barkley, 5-2. These guys, there's a direct correlation to being able to establish a good run. We know that the Detroit Lions, they have a very strong defense. Josh Jacobs is going to have to probably have even a better game than he had against the Jacksonville Jaguars to give them a chance against the Lions.
Stop Jared Goff, run the ball. There's nothing I want to see more, though, than that Jeff Hafley video again. Peter, I'm sorry, that man was meant to do nothing else except chew gum, graze his buzz cut, and drink diet soda and make defensive play calls. I don't. This is everything you think a defensive coordinator should look like. He actually looks like his left hand is helping his brain operate the Packers defense on any given down. I am in on the Jeff Hafley cam. I know some people are meant to be head coaches. They want to do that. Great, Jeff Hafley. You've done it at Boston College, but you are now the only Packers defensive coordinator that I'm going to remember in my history of the NFL because you are everything I wanted a Packers defensive coordinator to look like.
Hey, can I just add one thing to that?
Yeah.
When you're looking at that video, as you were talking, I'm just looking, he doesn't blink.
No.
Like, when you go back and look at that, he does not blink at all.
I love that guy.
All right. Let me tell you something that's pretty cool about Hafley.
Go.
Here he is. He leaves a head coaching job in college to take an NFL coordinator job. People roll their eyes. They say, all right, they couldn't cut it at Boston. He's like, no, I'm not dealing with that NIL stuff right now.
Yeah.
And I want to coach in the NFL, and there's an opening in LaFleur's guy. LaFleur brings up Robert Saleh, a former NFL head coach, to just come and help. Do you think his ego would be damaged? Do you think he might be like, wait a second here, I'm the defensive coordinator, he's a defensive coach. No ego, not insecure about it, completely open to it, and would say in the press, like, no, this is great. The more the better. And Saleh's helping on offense, but he can help on defense. We'll take all the help we can get. How secure are you as a man and as a coach that Robert Saleh, a former head coach who's the best man at LaFleur's wedding, is walking the sidelines and you're like, I'm good. I'm the defensive coordinator. I have no worries about that guy. We're doing our thing, and they're doing it just fine.
I am fascinated by the Saleh thing. If no one saw that, LaFleur brought him in. He has a gig now. So do we think, and Peter, I'm just do you think he's going to be on the sideline?
No, he wasn't even at the game on Saturday.
No, but maybe this Saturday.
He came to practice last week.
What's his job?
He's just hanging out. He's going to maybe see some other teams, too. So it's not a full-time job.
No Green Bay Packers shirt for him?
It's fluid, as he said. He just wanted to consult a little bit.
Did you say
Saleh's
fluid?
collecting a lot of data. He's going to have a job next year somewhere, and he's going to have information from every team if it's up to him.
Maybe it can be like a remote job. Like he can wear the headset, but from his home in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Like, just like plug in.
Like, he's just going to zoom in?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
he's just gonna zoom
I'm sorry,
in?
is this remote work or do I have to come into the office? That is the question at hand. Very good coverage of the game of the weekend.